somebody asked how I take pellets apart, so we're going to take a couple pellets apart and show you how I do it. So, these are the blades that I use. They're not a carbide blade. It would be better to have a carbide blade. It would last longer, but a carbide blade here is about $29. These are about $7 or $8. They don't last as long as a carbide. They got a little bit of flexibility, which you want. It's about a 6-inch, and they're called demolition blades. They'll cut through wood, metal, aluminum. They're made for cutting walls down and demolition, so they're a lot tougher. And you could do about 20 or 30 pallets, and then you'll need a new one. You know, 20 or 30 pallets cost you about $8. You know, so I find the carbide blades aren't quite as flexible too, not thin enough. You know.
Have you ever snapped one?
I've never snapped them, but you can wear out that hole, and you know, then the recip saw it'll start jamming.
Oh, okay.
So you know, I like a plug-in one, because the problem with battery ones, you're changing batteries all the time. I've got a battery-powered one, but you can only cut one pellet apart, and then you got to change batteries. This you can go all day with it. All right, and then this here, I use this. Now this pellet's got really thin boards on it, and they'll break real easy. You got to be very careful, because you can. The reason I cut them apart with a recip saw and not try to use a tool. They make a tool that fits over top of this and gets underneath here and props it up. And there's other ways you can do it too. You can put a block underneath here and hammer on this. But it takes way too long to do that, and you end up breaking as many boards as you get. So what I do with this, and I just try to loosen them up a bit.
So you're pulling the plank away from the...
Yeah, just a little bit. You got to be careful, because you'll end up breaking more. So that's one technique you can do. Like, these boards are really thin, so you have to be very careful of these ones. Like a 3/4 inch or a 1-inch board, it's a little bit easier to...
Does it matter that they're all so dried out too, or?
Yeah, well, most of the time they're a heat-treated pellet, and they're seasoned wood. I mean, because they're in warehouses and trucks, and they're not left outside normally.
Well, you can always tell the ones that are left outside, they're kind of a gray color.
Yeah. I mean, they've been around, they've been used quite a bit. Other technique you can do is take the pallet on its corner. Okay. See how it's racked? And you go back, and it helps loosen the pallet up. It helps loosen the nails up. Sometimes that works good too. Different pellets are different. We'll do another pellet over there, and I'll show you what. go. Holy. You save most of the boards. You know, I mean, that was split to begin with. You just knocked it, you know, this gets turned into kindling. You know, and I just put them boards aside. Just sort through them. Boards that can be used. And that's a board that still can be used. You know, we've used them on planters. If you look at the planters, it's firewood. Some of this stuff is oak, you know, makes good kindling, good firewood. Crack down the center, it's really not, you know, you might be able to use a sliver of it, but, you know, you take a look, would that take a minute? You know, and basically most of the pellets, like this one here, pull this one apart next.
What's the difference between this one and the other one?
Well, it's just a different style of pellet. It's not a good pellet for constructing things unless you're constructing, you know, a thing with this footprint, but there's good wood in it. You know, it's 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch here, you know, 5/8 of an inch here. It's good material. And the rest of the stuff, like these blocks, they make really good firewood, you know.
Could you use that one as a foundation one?
Yeah, you could use this as a foundation one, but it's an oddball size. You try to, one thing we learned when we were building stuff, you know, same thickness, same width, and it just makes construction that much easier.
Because you're dealing with even numbers.
Right. Well, and you know, all the pallets, try and get them the same. That's what we're doing over here for our next project. Try to get the pellets same thickness if you can. Same dimension. It just makes it easier. It doesn't take long, you know. You can usually, a couple of minutes, you can get a pallet apart. And, you know.
This is usually your evening entertainment.
Yeah, I usually try to do 2 or 3 a day. And, I mean, if you went to a lumber store and bought that, $25 worth of materials there, maybe more. You know, it's a little harder to deal with them because they're in 40 inch or 42 inch lengths, but times you use that.
Yeah, but it's free.
It's free. It's just your labor. You know, a little bit of gas to go get them and blades. And you're keeping this stuff, you know, keeping it out of the landfill. You're turning it into something.
Yeah, recycling. I can't imagine now how many pallets a city must get every week. I mean, we're just a little town here.
Oh, a city, yeah. But there's lots of people, there's more people collecting them there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like,
I thought there was 4x4s in there, but there wasn't. It was just blocks.
Yep. Doing this because you can break the pallet board, but some boards you can get away with it. I just tapped it just to try and get a little bit of a gap in there, you know.
To get the blade in, so you can get the blade in.
Yeah. Enough for a small project.